Okay, let's start. Guys, simple tips if you want to start on EU server. Again, these advices will be the most common one. Probably if you are a new player, if you know what Albion is about, if you had experience on East, you already know that. But many newbie players are not aware of that. That's why we'll talk about this. First of all, where to invest. On day one, during 1 month, the most efficient way where you can invest your silver is gold. Because on the start of the server, gold will cost almost nothing. Like it will be 500 silver, 600 silver, and slowly will raise. Eventually, with time, maybe in 1, maybe in 2 months, maybe in a longer period of time, it will depend. I cannot predict these things, unfortunately. It will get to the same price like we have on West and on East. It will stabilize. But before it happens, it doesn't matter how much money you're gonna invest raw silver. You're gonna make profit 100%. So if you want to have a stable income in the long run, invest into a gold. It's the simplest way how to make money out of nothing. Yes, premium will cost also much less than it is on West or on East. It's tip number 1. Packs. What kind of pack you need to buy? If we are talking about participation in a race, if you want to participate with other players in terms of economy, progression, then unfortunately you must get 5 days early access. It might be gold, it might be crystal one. If I'm not mistaken, gold also will give you 5 days of premium. I will get the most expensive one and I will get my money back. Explain why. Because it will include 1 year of premium, which many people do not take into account, and lots of vanities from crystal, from gold, and from previous packs, if there will be some, that you can later trade with other players, so you can sell them. And you will be able to sell them for insane amount of silver. It might cost 100 millions, 150, and so on and so on and so on with time. It means that also one more way how you can invest your silver is to buy these vanities from other players. Let's say there is some kind of crystal pack owner, and he's a newbie, or he don't want to wait. He wants to get raw silver as soon as possible for plenty of different reasons. He probably gonna sell his vanity set for very cheap price. It might cost 5-10 millions, and for you you might think, oh, it's a lot. In reality, it's very cheap price for certain vanity skins, because in the long run, again, if you will still play on EU, like in a half year, in 1 year, you can double, triple, you can 10x, 20x of a price that you pay for this vanity. So it is also a good investment in future. So take this into account. Yeah, you also will get 2k gold, but in reality it's nothing. I do not recommend you to even use this gold, just keep it until price will rise. It's just a nice bonus. Weapons. And in general, your progression in PvE, if you will start on day 1. Okay, no. Let's start with, let's say if you don't want to participate in a race, you will start with 3-day early pack. Or you will start on 29th. It's just much easier to explain, when it will be completely free to play. When you will start playing during these dates, you don't even need to bother about anything. About consumables, about crafting stations, everything you will be able to find on market. Yeah, okay, almost everything, a bit overpriced, but it will be worth it. You don't need to suffer during your first day like players who will start on day 1. Everything will be already ready for any type of content you want to participate in. It doesn't mean that you don't need to do your islands. Islands will be profitable on early stages. During your first months, it doesn't matter what you're gonna do. You can raise crops, you can raise carrot, you can do whatever you want and you will make money. What is the most efficient way? I got no clue. Will be in the long run. I really don't know. But I know that you need to do at least something to make free silver out of nothing. And profit will not be like on West, on East, like it will be tiny. No, profit will be huge. So do your islands, please. The most OP and broken way how to earn money during first days will be, but again, only if you have a crystal pack or golden with 5 days early access. If on your island, you will raise horses and oxes, tier 3. Because on East server, they costed around 300, 400, sometimes even 500,000 of silver for one freaking horse. Because everyone will use mules. So yeah, buy islands, and it's a good tip from Wowful. You can buy several private islands. So buy it in Royal City and buy it in Brasilia. In the long run, yeah, it will be good. Raise something, do something, and you will make money from nothing. And now let's return back to, let's say, if you are crystal or gold pack owner. What you gonna do? If you are a gold or crystal pack owner, you're gonna suffer. You will. The only available items for you will be tier 2. Tier 3, you need to craft by yourself. Tier 3 will be available on market at the end of the day, but it will be possible to craft tier 4. We'll talk about that. The most efficient builds to clear mobs will be natures. It's easy to craft and it's very efficient. The problem with nature though, that in the long run, probably you're gonna switch to another weapon. If you want to play on nature, if you want to later switch into a group gameplay, you can do that, but I think you will waste your time. So if you want to start immediately with a PvP weapon, I see several options. Realistically, only two. It's either one-handed spear or battle axe. But one-handed spear probably will be dominant. Why battle axe is so option? Because battle axes, you will be able to use them in efficient way to kill people, outplay, and especially on early stages they will be insanely strong. Only when tier 6 items will be available on market. The reason is simple. When you will level Battle Axe, you will be able to use your third ability on 85 masteries, which is achievable on day 1. Easy, you can get it, open this tier 3. But this ability will not be available on tier 5, only on tier 6. So you need to wait until people will open tier 6, will craft these battle axes and will sell them on market, and it will take some time. So if you was planning to play on battle axes, it might be a good investment if you will do only PvE for future, but at the start you're gonna suffer. When one-handed spear is completely different. One-handed spear, in terms of PvP, especially if you go in mists, if you will try to go in small scale on Avalonian roads, we'll also talk about that, is a good option by default, because on tier 4, you immediately open your most important abilities, which is Cripple to remove enemy Wanderlust, Boots, and hunt them down, or to finish, and you have mobility spell on E-spell. It will be insanely strong, even on tier 3. Don't forget that people on day 1, day 2, probably will still use mules, and making money from nothing will be easy. You might think, oh, let's say it is tier 3, it costs nothing. In reality, these tier 3 items will be overpriced. And this silver that you will earn with these overpriced tier 3 items, you can easily invest in anything you want, or I recommend you into gold. You can make the kill on tier 3 guy, you immediately transfer into gold. Also, you might think, okay, but leveling tier 3 items will be a waste of time, probably, especially when tier 4 are not available, why I should do PvE on nature or any setup. It actually doesn't matter what you're gonna play. It will be a waste of time. No. Because if you will, let's say, take tier 3 spear, this one, yeah, you will not get bonus from this item power, mastery bonus from this line, because tier 3 do not give you these bonuses, but you will be able still to level it up. So you will get experience in this mastery, and you will still get experience in these specs, even if you will use tier 3. So it doesn't matter. Also, good option will be actually to play on quarterstaff, and I think it will be one of the best options. Also, one-hand dagger is good, or like in general all hunter tree, because this quarterstaff you will later switch when tier 4 will be available on double-bladed, and will do mists. The same to one-handed dagger, you can later switch it on Bloodletcher, Deathgiver. That will be available later on market. Probably maybe for a bit overpriced price, but it will be worth it. About PvE, where you can go as a solo player. I will talk about solo players' perspective in most of the cases. You have 3 options: Avalonian Roads, Black Zone, and Mists. And let me explain to you why Avalonian Roads will suck and when they will not suck. In general, Open World and Black Zone and Avalonian Roads will be shrinked. They will be twice smaller than they supposed to be. They will be twice smaller, and population will be insanely high. So you can imagine this amount of players running around and taking all objectives. So if you, let's say, decide to play on a nature staff, and you was one of the first who craft tier 3, and yes, on day 1 you need to craft tier 3 items, and we'll talk about craft a bit later. You will gather resources, you will craft your tier 3 set, nature, and will go in Black Zone or on Avalonian Roads, let's say Avalonian Roads, and you will be one of the first players whoever will got there. You will be able to maybe clear some red bosses. On nature, it's only possible, guys. Only on nature. Blue spots. But it will be hella tough. First of all, you need this river, and you will not get this river fast in a short period of time. And it is very important to get it in a short period of time, because if you will not, later this Avalonian roads will be filled with groups. So you need to go with tier 3 sets without a river and hope on your luck, skill, and game knowledge, and mostly on luck, to find this super easy to kill red circle bosses with these knights with shields, that you can kill them with nature. If you will be lucky to kill them, it will be several millions of fame on first minutes, on first hours of lifetime of a server. And that's all. You will kill maybe a few of them if you'll be insanely lucky. After that, you will find insane amount of duo, trios, 5, 6, 7 man groups roaming around and farming these Avalonian roads on circle, like this. They will farm it non-stop, and they're gonna kill everyone. You will not be able to even find the normal spot. Everything will be farmed non-stop. And probably you will spend more time on running from point A to point B and running away from people who will try to kill you than actually you will earn just by farming in any other content. Regular mobs, you will lose fame, you will lose silver, you will lose everything. That's why Avalonian roads for solo player on day 1 will suck. Don't go there. Unless, again, exception that I explained to you. You might think, okay, maybe I should gather on Avalonian roads. Again, nice idea, but you are not the only one who will do that. Yeah, well, you can try to go there and find some, if you'll be one of the first who will open tier 4 gathering, let's say, you can go there and try. But don't forget that on day 1, there will be no horses, there will be no mules, there will be, no horses, no oxes, there will only mules. And you might remember, like on each server release, we got as our adventure challenge mount this one. We had Grizzly Bear. That's why it was so overpowered. That's why people were leveling up gathering so fast, and that's why it was so easy. In April, you're gonna get, guess what? You're gonna get a fucking Panther, which is nice, is better than nothing, but it got no weight, which means that you'll be forced to gather insane amount of resources and just deleting them from your inventory on your mule. And probably your death rate will be high. So it's gonna be sufferings on day 1. So don't please go on Avalonian roads. I do not suggest you to do that. We're gonna get Raven, maybe even Raven. Listen, it will be, even if it will be a Raven on 29th, yeah? And it's the same. Maybe even worse. Maybe even worse. So Avalonian roads, you understood. Only if you are small scale, you can go there and farm with a group of friends. And again, I would recommend you anyway go in solo other activities that we're gonna talk about. Black Zone. Let's say you wanna boost your fame like crazy. You want to boost your fame per hour, and you'll be right. If you'll be one of the first people who will get tier 3, will craft tier 3 by your own spear, because no one will sell it probably, or nature, you can go deep in a black zone where all mobs will be updated. And you can use this as an advantage to get as much farm as possible. Raw silver, insane amount of fame, you will be able to do that. But since world will be shrinked, your happiness will not last long, because there will be groups of 5-6 men roaming in 15-20 minutes. So you have also limited amount of time. Chests, maybe if you'll be lucky, you will be able to get chests. Loot from black market, guys, will be absent. There will be no loot during first days from black market. Instead, as a compensation, you will get silverbacks, you will get souls, runes, and maybe tomes of insight. You will get these things as a compensation because of lack of a loot on a black market, which is nice, but again, black zone will be shrinked. There will be lots of newbie players that will farm in a very inefficient way, play non-stop with groups, hunting for fun other players with regular bows, with something else, and you're gonna suffer. So you can go in black zone only on your first hours to kill some updated mobs, get some raw silver, and then go to switch another content. And I recommend you to go in this content immediately when you just crafted your tier 3. It is mists. It will be the most broken way how to earn raw silver and fame per hour. Let me explain. When you will log in, this Conqueror's challenge will be completely empty. You will have bonus, this 2k favor, this 2k favor, and this 2k favor. plus this chest. I assume that everyone will start with premium, so you will be able to get this favor and this chest in very short period of time by doing just all activities in the mists. If someone is asking you, like, you want to clear a spot to get this might to unlock this, do it. It's time to do that. This favor, you unlock with this favor, you will have insane amount of experience and insane amount of raw silver. You have two options how you need to play. Option number one, if you want to upgrade and craft your own gear, you take siphoned energy. And I'll explain why. Okay, on day one, you can make 4.3 items and dominate mists, or hellgates, or corrupted dungeons, or any other type of content where other players will participate in. It's possible in several hours as a solo player. As a group, it will be much easier to build on your island stations, refining stations of stone, etc., and crafting stations that will allow you to make tier 4 simple weapons. My plan, and with Coco and T-Bungie, will be to gather resources, build the stations, and craft 4.0 simple sets. Mercenary jacket, maybe dual swords, maybe mage cowl, soldier boots. 4.0, like it's so-so. But with this siphoned energy that you can get through this favor, 150 favor cost 1 siphoned energy. And this siphoned energy you exchange on souls, runes, and relics that you use to upgrade your weapon and armor. In such way, you make 4.3 sets and dominate. That's why you need to go in mists. If you decide to do this craft. Let's say you don't want to spend your time investing into a Gucci PvP gear 4.3 at the start of the server. What you should do? In this case, you just buy this, and you're not planning to do anything. You just buy this chest, Conqueror's chest, with insane amount of raw silver. Like, look, we get one chest. It will be the same on the new server, guys. We get 200k, 40k, 340k silver. And now imagine 340k silver on a freshly created server. You immediately go on gold market and exchange it and continue farming, and also lots of tomes. Look at this. This one, 100k easy, 200k, almost $250,000 of fame with one chest. And you will be able to get several of them. So after a few hours of farming, you will have 1 million of raw silver, maybe even more, and insane amount of fame. So you just go, get this easy silver, easy fame, and continue farming with your trash tier 3 items. That you can later just craft another set, and will do PvE non-stop. You can do that. But I strongly recommend you, if you're a PvP player, if you're participating in meta gameplay, in mists, I strongly recommend you to gather items for these stations, craft 4.0 and upgrade it to 4.3 and dominate and feed on players. Because if you will dominate with your gear, with your items, with your item power, and PvE also will be easier with 4.3, you will take majority of objectives. The only thing that you need to take into account, you need to play insanely safe, because you will be on mule, you will have no consumables. The only consumables that will be available for everyone will be fish. And fishing will also be one of the good professions to level up if you want to make fast money. But not in a long run, it's in short time investment. If you want to love fishing, you will make money of it. Because people, instead of soups, gonna use catfish or any other fish tier 4, tier 5 for regeneration. Healing potions also will not be available, so you need to play very carefully, in a very careful way to make sure that you will not die. Your chances to die to a rats will be much higher. But anyway, 4.3 gear is 4.3 gear. Like, I'm gonna play with probably on day 1 with dual swords, with mobility, with lots of damage, with mercenary jacket or assassin jacket, probably mercenary, with soldier boots, regular run, and knockback helmet. That's my plan, to make sure that I will not die, and will feed on other players. About gathering. Lots of players will level up stone, leather, fiber, etc. Like the most efficient resources. And I say stone, yes, stone will be #1 resource because everyone will build stations, houses. It will be the most expensive one. 1. So if you want to make money on early stages, also gathering tier 3, tier 4, and then stop, level up stone. You will earn insane amount of silver. But I'll tell you a tactic of my viewer, Robin. He gonna level up wood cutting. When everyone will to tier 8. And guys, don't focus on all resources. Choose one on a launch and level up this one to tier 8. Because the first one who will get to tier 8, first players, gonna gather everything. They're gonna earn millions of silver, hundreds of millions of silver from fucking nothing. And you might say, okay, why I should gather wood cutting? No one would. Like, minority of player will level up wood cutting or any other resource. While majority of players would focus on the most expensive one, you will focus on the most cheapest one, but since there will be no competition, you will earn even probably much more with less competition in a long run than these guys who was gathering stone, fiber, and leather. So take this into account. How much time it gonna take to level up it to tier 8, you might ask. People who will grind from 10 to 15 hours per day, and there will be plenty of people like that, will open tier 8 from 4 to 4 days, 5 days to 1 week. So it means in 1 week you will already see 8.1, 0.2, 0.3 gear. It will be insanely overpriced, but it will take only 1 week. Not many players will use it, obviously, but there will be who will. So it's about resources, what you need to gather. About farming we talked, about fresh starts we talked, about PvE, or what you need to do in PvE we talked. I think I covered the most important things, and this transmute system with the siphon energy, I think it is the most important one. So yeah, that's my main tips for a start on EU server. Like again, probably majority of experienced players who played on Asia server know about that. Oh, black market, crafting, I forgot. Thank you, my brain, I remembered about it. Also, one of the reasons why people will start with 5-day early access to abuse black market. There is a broken system that SBI might fix in near future. I hope they will fix it. But if they will, what I am just saying right now will not matter, because I don't know how they're gonna change it. Black market will be broken, and it will buy everything for overpriced prices. So if you want to make money, you can craft, you can buy cheap items from other people, transport it into Carleon, and sell it for insane amount of money. Like insane amount of money. You cannot even imagine how much it's gonna be. But once you will reach tier 6, tier 7, tier 8, prices will be even higher. They will pay several millions for tier 8 back. That's how people become billionaires in 1 week on fresh server. Actual silver billionaires. It's a broken system when black market is buying stuff for very overpriced prices. It is. And people will abuse it. The only way how you can stop it is SBI, and they need to restrict these buy orders and release these buy orders in time. Like during the first days, black market will not buy, let's say, tier 6, only tier 4, tier 5, later to open tier 6, tier 7, and then tier 8, when majority of players will be able to participate in this event, let's call it like that. Also, the same might happen with this transmute. So you will not be able to transmute, because if you can transmute, it also affects prices and it ruin economy on early stages. But if they will not do any changes, and it will be the same like it was on West, like it was on East, it means that crafting and selling items to a black market will be one of the also most efficient ways how to earn money from nothing. If you even don't know anything about economy, you will make millions, hundreds of millions. You don't need to be a smartass. It's not rocket science. When plot will be available? Plots, I don't know when it will be available, but definitely not on day 1. Maybe on day 2, 3, something like that. Maybe on day 1 at the end of the day 1. But prices on these plots will be overpriced. That's why I said, if you want to craft your first tier 4 gear for PvP, for mists, craft stations by yourself, it will be much cheaper. Later, as a player who starts with 3 days early access or on 29th, don't even need to bother about these things at all. You will buy everything on markets. Yeah, stations will be overpriced. I mean, public stations, yeah, in all cities. But you will be able to craft. Not massively, but you will. That's, yeah, all my thoughts about EU server. Again, common knowledge, the most common one, but might be very important for especially fresh bloods. I hope this video was useful and you was listening and did not skip anything, because what I just said might earn you hundreds of millions. And yeah, thank you for watching. See ya.